Hello. There I am. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to week 5 of the Total Community Championship 2025. We are already at the end of this week's matches with a bit of a nail biter here. Elimination match between Albert and IlluminatiSalad. This one, of course, very important for both these players. It is not only about their life in this tournament, their possibility to take it all. For one player, it will end here. For the other player, they will be guaranteeing themselves 3rd place, and with that also guaranteeing themselves money. So, for the first time, I think, we have absolutely major stakes matchups here, which from this point onwards, all of the matches will of course be very, very important. It's do or die here for both Albert and Illuminati. As you can see on their seeds, they look pretty evenly matched. 2nd versus 3rd on the leaderboards. 3rd and 4th in the tourney qualifiers rankings. Illuminati historically very, very good at those ACK focused maps. Very steady aim. Albert a bit more of a curveball player. Pops off on the weirdest stuff. Very good at handling difficult patterns. Plays with easy HD most of the time. Crazy player all around. It's going to be very interesting to see how these two match up. As we get into the map pool of this week, it's of course gonna be quite interesting to see what these players have focused on coming into the match. Which maps have they practiced the most, if any? Hopefully some. No easy HD, as called out in chat this week. So we're not getting that absolute home advantage for Albert. There are still 3 HD maps in the pool, which of course is still quite comfortable for Albert. Illuminati still no slouch on HD or any other modifiers really. And with Illuminati getting first pick, it will be going to tally ho this week's consistency pick. Looking at this beforehand, I think that makes a lot of sense. This is one that Illuminati probably has a lot of an advantage on. I'm not sure how big. It's not like Albert cannot play rhythms and cannot play consistently, but if there's one core strength that Illuminati is coming into this match with, is probably that consistency. We saw this yesterday as well, of course. This one went very close between Electrosats and Salient. Both players missing early, but then holding a long FC until breaking it again. And so far, we have not seen any misses. This first map not catching the players off guard. But it's swing rhythm. But in the act department, Albert actually coming out slightly ahead, swinging back to Illuminati. But Albert clearly holding his own in the act game. And if it is gonna come to just being the best act, if both players end up seeing this, that is huge, of course. You do not want to just lose on act. Just short of a minute into it. Both players still holding their FCs. Illuminati getting a bit of a lead here now. Albert does break it. A champ drop followed by another combo drop. That's going to be a major points advantage here from Illuminati. And another combo drop found by Albert. And another one here just on the timing. Seems to be falling a bit apart for Albert here on this chart in particular. Here we've all been there. That first miss kind of releasing some of the tension. Coupled with the frustration, it often can lead to more misses. Albert seems to be back into it though. Issue for Albert is that Illuminati has yet to miss, still holding at 97.3. And if Illuminati keeps that up, it will be absolutely impossible for Albert to come back. No amount of hack can make that difference up. Albert has to keep it solid on the second half of the chart and pray that Illuminati misses. Illuminati clearly picking Tally Ho for a reason. Seems extremely confident on this chart. Albert has definitely regained his composure, but does find combo drops here and there still. And with the Illuminati yet to drop that FC. That won't make it close. Illuminati, stunning performance in this first chart, does find the FC on Tally Ho to start off this best of 6 or best of 11, first to 6, sorry. And it is now Albert's pick. Of course, a lot of different approaches here for Albert to get this point back. You have the obvious HD, but of course all the ECs as well. Albert is very trained on speed. You will see a lot of 2x ECHD plays from Albert on the leaderboards. Speed is his middle name, it seems. And with the easy maps this week, it does focus a lot on speed. It's gonna be awkward, going right for the hardest, pretty much by far, HD chart of the week. Cherry Pop, of course, a contender, but it's tricky patterns, but Aqua Ride all around, much more demanding chart. Now we're seemingly picking the wrong chart. But it is still an HD pick. And it does not seem to be Illuminati's favorite. We are off. Neither player with a perfect opening here. So far, Illuminati coming out ahead. But Albert, having kind of found his rhythm here, is about to take it back. Yeah, will take the lead. Albert did get off to the wrong foot, missing out on the first few notes, which delayed his combo by quite a bit, but once he got into it, he has been very consistent, but so has Illuminati here. It'll drop his own combos, but the champ meter is holding strong for both players. Out of the intro here. Both players looking very healthy and very close in the scoring. Just a percent apart. Of course, a bit of a more jump-focused section. And with Albert finding a combo break, it is closer than ever. It's about to turn back here for Illy. Question remains is how these players will handle the tap focus section coming up after this. Currently just short of a percent lead, but as you can see on the actual scoreboard, that is less than 100,000 points, so very possible to make this back up. If not on this next part, definitely on the ending part. Here we go. Illuminati, the first to break combo here. And Albert holding on for a while here on the tap run, but also finding the champ drop. It is, however, Albert back in the lead. Albert hitting a lot of the nose as well, but yeah, even finding a better timing on the champ drop here, keeping the champ. On this one, that is crucial. They'll be heading into this last section with a lead. Ooh, almost even keeping the full 10x here. Illuminati. Giving up or something now. Desync, yeah. This is a technical issue, I think. As you can see, that they are actually playing. So we'll have to confirm with Illuminati afterwards what their score actually was, I think. With the way Albert is playing, though, I don't think it necessarily has to be all that much of a question of who takes the match, though. Very good ending here for Albert. Finding some combo drops. Has hold on to this champ for a long time. As we head into the ending here, we will have to check with the players real quick. Illuminati with the 87.69 in the end. And Albert with the 88. Meaning Albert does take this map. But very close by the end of it, less than a percent apart. Of course, our spectator view, not necessarily tied to the players. In this case, Illuminati was able to play the song completely fine. It was just our perspective that was a bit janky. But of course, with both scores being uploaded to the two tele servers, it is very easy to verify both of them. That does equalize the scores here. Illuminati showing that they are definitely not to be taken lightly on the HD, though. Currently not in the lobby. Probably DCing a bit. Illuminati has, however, picked the chart, so we already do know it will be Wake Up Piano. A bit of a surprise to me, maybe, but it depends, of course, on the practice time, I think. This one is just on that threshold where it's pretty uncomfortable for an OMOD, but it is nearly all aim, being just not fast enough to really be like a super speedy shard. In that sense, it's pretty well balanced, which might be just what Illuminati finds success on here. It's one of these cases where Nomad could benefit Illuminati a lot. Albert, of course, very good on Nomad, but all in all, is mostly an easy focus player. And just in that intro, Illuminati already building up a 10% lead. Very strong opening here. But the opening is not very characteristic of the rest of the chart. And as we can see there, these jumps. Albert pulling it up very well. As spectators, we shouldn't get too hung up on the champ meters on this kind of a chart. Even more important in these scenarios where both players will be dropping champ a lot is just the combos themselves. Frequently dropping combo and not being able to build it up to that 10x for a meaningful amount of time will lose you far more points in the long run. Even if you're able to hold on to the champ for longer. That being said, Illuminati absolutely getting into the chart now. Holding on to the champ and more of the combo. Putting out on both fronts and now just increasing the lead as the chart goes on. Illuminati clearly coming in to these charts of the week with a vengeance after dropping to Salient in the winner's bracket. He's not interested in going out. Not yet. As we head into this last diff spike. Luckily the chart already decided at that point. It would be bad if it came down to those spam taps. But Illuminati with a very confident 81 does take the second point. Players both so far trading it back and forth. Seeing speculation on where the announcer is from. I can be from wherever you want me to be. With that though, back to being Albert's pick. Still 2 HDs on the table, but just like Salient yesterday, you have to win more than the HDs to really take the match here. We'll stick to the HD for now though. What I think separates this match from the dynamic of Salient and Electrostats we saw yesterday, I do think the ECs might be more in Albert's favor this time around. I did touch on it before, but Albert has a lot of experience on EC. And Illuminati, contrary to like almost everybody in the top 10 even, in 2-tally. Has very few easy plays. Not zero. Easy, of course, as a modifier, not particularly difficult to handle. It is a benefit, contrary to every other modifier. It helps you out, but being able to abuse that to the best of your ability is, of course, how you get really good at it, especially on these hard, fast shards. So when we do run out of HD shards, it will be interesting to see how those maps go. For now though, this is definitely the easiest HD of the pool. That is without question. But this intro is perhaps the hardest. Both players finding misses right away. Illuminati did have the better combo coming out of it, but drops on an unfortunate note after the dip spike. Netting Albert the lead for now. And these vocal rhythms proving to be trivial for both players this week. As expected of our top 4 players, all handling these patterns very well. Albert though, crucial pop-up right there, does get the full combo on that small diff spike, and that's a big one. Illuminati only now recovering from that champ loss. So Illuminati does find another desync. Bit unfortunate for our spectator POV, of course. But we can take solace in the fact that if Albert keeps doing this well, it would not have mattered either way. Albert already with the lead and has yet to drop since. So if we can zone out from the off-tune toot going on here, all you need to do is look for misses on Albert's screen. If we see none, it will be the Albert win either way. Heading into the solo here. Oh, doing extremely well, Albert. Not only FCing that, it looked like really good hack as well. Very confident on that solo. And just like last time we saw this happen, the score will, of course, still be submitted from IlluminatiSalad, so it will not be a problem to verify what is going on. The spectator POV is not what we're using to verify the integrity of the scores anyway. And heading into the last dispike here, Albert. This would be the only place for Illuminati to come back. But with Albert only finding a single combo drop right there, I have my doubts. We will, of course, double check this right away. Seems to be a 94.26 from Albert. And a 92 for Illuminati, meaning that Albert does take this match as well. Or map. As we talked about. Of course, it's only our view of Illuminati that gets messed up in the case of a DC from the multiplayer server. the way that works is that you don't actually need to be online all the time to submit something to TTCC. It will submit the replay, and the replay is stored without the internet and sent to the servers. So however, with the way Spectator works, it does require you to constantly be connected. So a desync there will sadly ruin our perspective, but we're trying to make the best of it. Next song will be Moai Police. Yet another Nomad. Still holding up on all the ECs for this match. Neither player will be able to avoid them, so I mean, okay, actually technically Illuminati could take the remaining 2 Nomads, Cherry Pop and Garland Saga, and at least avoid the pure ECs, but for some reason I have my doubts that's going to be the way this plays out. With the way the Nomads has gone so far, I am thinking Illuminati is coming into this with a lot of confidence. This one, though, does differ a bit from the other 2 we have seen so far, being by far the fastest pure input speed so far, out of all the charts we've seen, actually. There's a lot of these bursts of tap notes, as well as really fast jumps. And just in the opening here, Albert struggling a bit to find his footing. Seems to have found it, and doesn't come out of the intro with a terrible disadvantage, but a disadvantage nonetheless. Illuminati. Much more consistent in this opening. Does find a champ meter drop right there, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Still holding that 4% lead. And has regained his champ. Albert finding a couple combo drops here. Not the relatively easy part, but is holding on to the champ here, crucially. Ooh, doing very well on his halves. While Illuminati is struggling a bit. Illuminati getting the second row here. Finds another champ break. And the difference almost negated, but immediately here, Albert struggling a bit with these jumps. And a very unfortunate timing on these combo drops here from Albert. He needs to stay in the race here if he wants to be able to catch up in the points. This next section is where he would be looking. Illuminati not letting up on these taps. Able to hit them all. Just find one champ break here. But it's still 5%. We are getting very close to the end of the shard. I do not think there's enough time, even with Albert doing very well on this ending. That is gonna be it. Illuminati third NM shard in a row. Albert with his 2 HDs. For now, these players establishing dominance in their respective fields. Three, 2, IlluminatiSalad, and it's yet again Albert to pick. And here we see the speed come out. It's gonna be Zach Gierev and Polka. First time we get to see this one. It and Octon Selgrift, the only ones who didn't get picked last night. And this is going to be a test of players' stamina, fingers, dexterity, pure speed. There's a lot of pauses in this chart, but when there isn't a pause, it does not let go. Especially towards the ending, your fingers will be feeling the pain. And we're off. We will be seeing a lot of misses from both players here, most likely. As it's not just about that it's pure speed, you also have to get it at the right time with these triplets. For now, only 1% separating these players. But right there, Albert taking it back. Before swinging right back to Illuminati. This is currently very close. Coming down to these triplets, but there's a lot more where that came from. Here we see Albert making a bit of a comeback here. Still, of course, very close. Here, Albert seems to be doing better on the pure runs. Handling these triplets at the start of the pattern is very well. Pushing Illuminati further and further behind. Suddenly it is 4% in Albert's favor. Heading into definitely the hardest section of the chart. And both players are holding on for dear life. Illuminati not out of it yet. Only a few percent behind right now. But is unable to really bite into that lead. Heading into this last vocal section, which on paper is very easy. It does seem like Albert is gonna be taking this one. Ended up being quite close, that one too. On a chart like that, of course, if your fingers give out, it could mean everything. So there's always a possibility of a comeback, but Both players showing great dexterity right there. It's yet again back to being Illuminati's pick. So far, players is trading it back and forth. Illuminati only picking no mods so far. Albert now spicing it up with the easy. Will Illuminati just go for this last remaining no mod? It will not be enough, as we talked about, to net them the match win. They will have to pick something else in no mod at some point. But they will pick the last no mod for now. Octon Cellgrift, we're getting back to back these two shards we have yet to see. How ironic would this be if it came down to Garland Saga and neither player has practiced it? I believe there is a word for that somewhere, but I can't quite find it. Illuminati saying, everyone avoiding Billiam. But I believe, given that we only have 2 matches with this map pool, it is... Something has to go unpicked in the first match, assuming it doesn't go to tiebreaker. Maybe it did actually go unplayed last week as well. Can't quite remember. Ah, I see. So far, not a super clean intro for either player. Illuminati coming out slightly ahead, but Albert already kind of biting into the lead here. This chart, of course, kind of like Moai Police, but hyper-focused. It's all about those bursts, it's all about those quick jumps. And Illuminati currently doing very well. Able to shore up that slightly rough intro completely here, and is back up to 90%. Albert trailing in behind a bit on 84. Getting a bit more success on this section, but Illuminati is looking super strong here. Definitely well practiced on this map. And it's up to a 7% lead. Albert holding on though. Will not make this a blow up. This is just a 2 minutes long song though. Meaning that the end comes quicker than you'd expect. And just like that, Illuminati 1 chart away from match point. Albert trailing behind like he has been the whole match. Only has quote-unquote Albert maps left in the sense that he has taken every EC and HD so far. But of course, the ECs and HDs are quite different from each other. Meaning that it doesn't necessarily net Albert an advantage just because it has that modifier. It's gonna be HD though, coming out. Final HD of the pool. meaning we are settling this on the field of easy. Illuminati, of course, if they're able to take this one, would be a huge swing in the tides of this matchup. Would put Albert in a situation where every chart left would be do or die. And Illuminati could even have the option to go for something like Garland Saga as a Hail Mary. In that sense, very important chart for Albert to take. There's basically two aspects to this chart: the consistency of these verses and some specific patterns in the chorus. For now, Illuminati seeming a bit more practiced. Starts off the verse with a lead, but here's the second part. Illuminati is just cruising through it. Albert holding on very well as well, but for the HD that is supposed to be his bread and butter, it is not looking amazing so far. We'll be hoping for a miss here from Illuminati. And the chart is of course more of the same, so if Albert was a bit unsure about how it went, he will be having a reminder now. Only 1% apart right now. Completely back and forth, less than 0.5% between the players right now. What first to drop here? Illuminati dropping right back. That is a champ break as well from Albert. Heading into this very last section. Do see a combo break from Illu. And another one. Is this gonna be enough? Holy moly. 0.07% in the end between the players. Illuminati very nearly choking it. But it is gonna go to Illu and it's gonna be match point. We talked about this. Albert, sure, you can pick an easy map. This is an awkward position for Albert to be in. Illuminati does have the option to gamble it all on Garland Saga. That being said, it's not even a guarantee that Illuminati ever would pick Garland Saga. Neither player could have practiced it, and Illuminati could just not want to take the gamble. For now, it is Albert's pick, though. Either Good Rage, Stardust, or Garland Saga. Given that we haven't seen Garland Saga so far, I doubt it's going to come out now. It could, though. These players, of course, won't really know how much the other has practiced Garland Saga or any other shards. But of course, FL is probably the most crucial information-wise. Unless the players deliberately submitted the replay with it. And such, it's going to be Good Rage. I do think Albert should feel relatively comfortable on this type of chart. It being both easy and speed focused. I think this intro right here is gonna be telling. Albert not up to an amazing start here. Maybe not finally completely right offset. And there we go, finds the full combo chain. The Illuminati coming out quite ahead already here in the start. A lot of chart left obviously. Both players syncing up on the champ break. Interestingly enough, holding the FC until the very same moment dropping. And as the chart goes on, we are seeing this lead decrease a bit. Until Albert finding that champ drop by himself, missing the gap. But here we're headed into the spike, and this is where I'm looking at Albert. This is where Albert should make that comeback and does very well. It's almost completely back in points. Yeah, we reproduce the pattern. And Albert is, for the first time in this match, in the lead. Heading into the outer pattern. Same as the intro. Illuminati came out ahead the first time. Will it be the same this time around? It will not. Albert barely clutching it. 0.16%. Stays alive in the match. But with that HD going to Illuminati earlier, it's now Illuminati's pick on match point. The picks, however, maybe not optimal for Illuminati. It's only a pure HD and the pure easy and the ECFL left. Illuminati wants to avoid going to the tiebreakers. Has to be through either one of these, and it's gonna be Zardes. We are not seeing Garland Saga. This one could be very interesting. Zardes, of course, mostly centered around certain hard parts. The rest on easy is very comfortable. This one was very exciting yesterday between Electro and Salient. Hoping for a repeat here. Albert trying to force the tiebreaker. Illuminati wants to end it here. This intro giving the players a bit of time to ponder, think about the stakes, the money, the grandeur. It's all on the line here for this chart. Who will bone home and who will be boning on? Illuminati is the first one to break. Albert also finding a combo drop though. Another champ break for Illuminati. Add another one. Albert. Not having it. Does not want it to end here. He's holding on for dear life right now. Barely missing on any of these notes. Holy moly. Performance so strong, it almost ends the match right then and there. Lone lead wide open with a whole 6%. That means if Illuminati wants to take this right here and now, we have to see a stellar performance on this next dip spike. And even then it might not be enough. Well, we won't see anything because Illuminati just DC'd. We get to see Albert play though. And just like before, if Albert keeps FCing like this, it would not have mattered. It would not have mattered. Illuminati, of course, will still submit their score, but there is absolutely no way in hell with this performance Albert would be letting this lead go. 99% right now. Or not, it's not synced even, but it's even higher. It's even higher. FC's the outro as well. What is that, like a 3 miss? That is insane from Albert. I don't think there's any point in even confirming that score. Holy moly. It's a 2 miss from Albert on Sardes. And we are going to tiebreakers. For the first time in an actual proper tourney match in 2025, we are going to tiebreaker. Yesterday we saw Salient take this one for fun. Just barely. But it did show that this one has the potential to go back and forth as well. But I think the practice does play into this one as well. Has either player even practiced the tiebreaker? It is not something you usually prioritize to do. There's dollars on the line. There's a tournament on the line for both of these players now. It's all gonna come down to this one last chart. If they weren't feeling the nerves before, they have to be now. And as a shard, Together Forever, my lovely video game cartridges, is of course a tricky one. This one is a bit of a tech shard, if anything. Probably get an idea pretty quick. If they have practice. Albert looking strong in the intro here. Not getting caught off guard by the taps. Having a very unfortunate combo break here though. This kind of stuff you have to avoid in the tiebreaker. Playing for your tournament life. And Illuminati staying completely solid on these. Not gonna find any misses here. On the taps though, that's a different story. Finds a couple combo breaks here. But here's of course when it really turns up. And Albert FCing the first one. Finding an extremely odd timing on the champ miss. Or the gap miss. Has built up a 3% lead though. Out of the first disc spike. Now it gets a bit easier. Illuminati has to kind of catch up here. He's able to hit everything. But so is Albert. Albert does find a miss right there. It's down to 2%, 1%. Albert keep finding these random combo drops. On the quote-unquote easy parts. It's less than 1%. Still anyone's game here. Illuminati finding a champ drop. Traded back with a combo drop. Heading into a bit of a slower section. And for the first time in a while, we see Illuminati take the lead back. Maybe the nerves getting to Albert here on our last tiebreaker. We are back to this spike though. This is where Albert built that lead before. Can he do it again? Keeps doing really well on these tricky patterns. And he's back in the lead for now. Holds it. The 5% lead right now, Albert. Can he hold this through the ending? Finds a combo drop that's gonna almost eliminate the lead entirely, and it will be traded back to Illuminati with another couple of combo drops here from Albert. Traded with a gap miss though. But Albert also finding one. And another one for Albert. But Illuminati also struggling. Completely back and forth right now. Albert with the lead though. We are running out of like really hard stuff, but it's so close. It's back to Illuminati. Albert finding a random gap miss. And now Illuminati is holding on. It is Illuminati's hands, both finding a combo. One combo drop. I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think Illuminati has it. By a single combo. Illuminati takes the match. Stays alive in TTCC 2025. Albert eliminated. Last year's finalist will not be seeing a return to the finals. And it will instead be IlluminatiSalad facing on against Salient in the losers grand finals in 2 weeks. For the chance to play against Electro in the grand finals. What an absolute nail biter. Couldn't have happened at a better time though. Getting the tiebreaker in these matchups is more than we can ask for. Even the tiebreaker coming down to just absolute tiny differences. But at the end of it all, Illuminati stands on top. Congratulations to Illuminati. With that also securing at least third place. We'll be getting money from the prize pool, which of course you can also donate to. It's all crowdfunded, of course. With the link in chat right now. But there you have it. Salient, IlluminatiSalad will be facing off next week, or in 2 weeks. I keep saying next week. It is in 2 weeks from now. We do not yet know the date. They will have to schedule it, of course. And whoever takes that will be facing off against the Canadian beast Electrostats in the grand finals. Of course, if either Salient or IlluminatiSalad takes a set versus Electrostats, it will go to bracket reset, with Electro not having lost a matchup yet. Also has that one lifeline. It's all gonna be over in 2 weeks. Our competitors are starting to feel more and more the reality of the situation, I think. And I think we have nothing but bangers ahead of us. With that, thank you all for watching week 5. Thank you all to people who made art. Thank you to Maddie for doing amazing streaming work and a lot of other things. Thank you to Grist for hosting. Thank you all the charters. Thank you to people who made music. The showcase of the week 6 maps will be a bit special. As Maddie's saying, next Sunday. It's gonna be all proper. Not scuffed this time around. There will be bangers. That will be the next time we see each other. Next Sunday. The exact time will probably be posted soon. Until then, sayonara.